Oh, hey, have you ever wanted to search the galaxy for weird artifacts? Maybe encounter legendary heroes or villains, or become one yourself and definitely become more famous than anybody you know in the galaxy? Well, now's your chance in Fantasy Flight Games' The Outer Rim. Let's take a look at it. Star Wars Outer Rim is a game for 1 to 4 players, and the goal is to be the first character to 10 fame points. It's currently set up for 2 players. Each player gets their own character card. There's 1 of 8. In this case, I'm using Bosk and Dr. Afra. Each character has their portrait, various skills and special abilities, as well as their attack value and health. Additionally, each player has a player board and a starting ship with its own speed, firepower, and health. On the player board, this is the fame tracker, where first person to get to 10 wins, your starting credits, and over here is your reputation track, with the Hutts, the Syndicate, the Empire, and the Rebels. You can either be positive, neutral, or negative, and various actions you take during the game can affect that. On each player turn, there are 3 steps: the planning step, the action step, and the encounter step. Once each player has accomplished that, it's the next player's turn, and it goes back and forth. In the planning phase, you have 3 choices. You can gain 2,000 credits, you can repair all the damage that you got from your ship and yourself in the last turn, or you can move. For example, Bosk here has a movement of 5. You don't have to use all 5. Each of these yellow dots count as a nav wave point and counts as one of the spaces you can get to. So for 2, he could get himself to Tatooine. The action step comes next. In the action step, you have a few choices of things you can do, and in fact, you can do all of them, but just once. You can trade cards and money if you happen to be in the same location as another player. Also during the action step is when you turn in cargo and bounties if it happens to be the planet you should be on. Besides trading with other players, you can also, if you're on a planet, go to the market, which is you look at the 6 different decks and whatever's on top is something you're allowed to purchase. This is how you primarily get more fame in the game, by picking up new jobs or bounties, or upgrading your ship, getting more gear, delivering gifts for Jabba the Hutt, etc. For example, hijacking the freighter costs 1 credit to buy. Whenever you buy a card, you pick it up, flip over the next card, and at the top, it will tell you if any of the patrols need to move. In this case, it tells you that the Hutts are going to move 3 spaces closer to you. On either side of the board, there are various patrols that start in the game, and in this case, if the Hutts move 3 spaces closer to where Bosk is over there. So 1, 2, 3. So in the planning step, you either moved, collected money, or healed yourself. Then in the action phase, you were either on a planet and bought something, or turned in a cargo or a bounty and collected some money. And now we're to the 3rd phase, which is the encounter phase. In the encounter phase, you're only going to do one of a few things. Fight a patrol if you happen to be in the same square as a patrol, resolve an encounter card, or resolve a contact token. For Bosk's encounter phase, he has a couple of choices. He can either encounter the space and draw a card that corresponds to Tatooine and Nal Hutta. He can draw a random contact, which is spaced out across the board at the start of the game. Or if he happens to be in the same space as a patrol, he will encounter the patrol. In this case, let's say he decides to encounter a contact. He has encountered Grand Admiral Thrawn. He is an Imperial, and notice the number 11 there. That refers to number 11 in the databank deck. Now the databank deck is just a bunch of cards that are all numbered from basically 1 to 92, I believe. In this case, number 11. And so because he is number 11, let's pull it out and see what it says. Grand Admiral Thrawn is looking for someone to sabotage a rebel cell. You get the feeling that you're only part of a larger plan. If you have positive or neutral Imperial reputation, you may discard Grand Admiral Thrawn's token and gain the job below. If you have negative Imperial reputation, you must fight a ground combat against Death Troopers. And notice when you complete that mission, you gain 1 fame, 1 Imperial reputation, and lose 1 Rebel reputation. That's pretty common for the game. If you do something for the Empire, the Rebels aren't going to like it, and vice versa. But let's say in the encounter phase, Bosk did have to encounter the Hutts because his faction was low enough. Combat in this game is very straightforward. You basically just exchange fire. There's no saving throws, there's no armor. So Bosk's ship can fire 3, so he takes 3 dice, and the results That counts as 2 because it's a critical, and each solid one is a single hit. And obviously blanks and other symbols are not hits, although they can trigger, like the focus, which is what this is called, can trigger other effects if you have gear or modifications to your ship that allow you to do it. So with Bosk's turn complete, it's now Dr. Afra's turn to go through her phases of planning, action, and encounter. And they just go back and forth taking turns until someone scores enough fame to win the game. And there you have it, an overview of how to play Star Wars Outer Rim. I hope you find it helpful and you enjoy the game. I'm Ray, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. And there you have it, an overview of how to play Star Wars Outer Rim. I hope you find it helpful and you enjoy the game. I'm Ray, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.